Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Thank you for joining me on this Friday evening. I hope all of you had a great work week and have an even greater weekend. It's always exciting when the weekend is here. I had a very exciting day. I got some merchandise in the mail, and the first one is a coffee mug from a couple friends of mine's. They do a movie trivia after show, and the second one is something I mentioned earlier on a previous Fandom United podcast. My first piece of Justice League merchandise. Look at that. Look at the characters. I love it. Seeing all six of them, and of course, Darkseid, who he was the original Thanos before Thanos in the comics. Don't ever forget that. But yeah, it's the first of many pieces of merchandise I will be getting between now and March when Zack Snyder's Justice League releases. I'm both excited and worried about my bank account, but hey, why not? Okay, we've been wanting this for 3 years now, and we are finally getting Snyder Cut, so might as well. Okay, so DC topics. I only have one to talk about this podcast, one major one, and then some other news as well that I want to get into. Hollywood is moving a lot of blockbusters off of the first half of 2021, so we'll get into that. But first, I want to do a little shout out here. AT&T, whoever is running your Twitter handle, is doing an awesome job. I was on Twitter earlier this week, and it's always fun when the fans get to engage with somebody who's representing the company that is help producing these movies that we're into. As you can see right here, released a Snyder Cut, did a thank you to AT&T and HBO Max, and they're really pushing for a Blu-ray of Zack Snyder's Justice League. I am as well. Even though I don't do physical media as much, I would definitely buy this. But AT&T responded, and one of their responses was, "Hope our second meeting goes better than the last one." Obviously referencing the 2017 movie. And as you can see here, Steppenwolf in the GIF, now fans are getting to revisit the Justice League movie as it was intended, and AT&T having a little fun with that. Another fan wrote, "I can't wait to watch Zack Snyder's Justice League when you release the Snyder Cut." They already released the Snyder Cut, come on, man, but still. AT&T responded, "We are on the way and plan to bring the justice." And look, they're just having fun. AT&T is having fun with this fandom. They know how much this movie means to them, and they know that we will be a big part of their marketing because we're going to hype this movie up all the way. Here's another fan. "We can never thank you enough at AT&T, at HBO Max, at Jason Killar, who runs Warner Media." And they responded, AT&T, "You can start by kneeling before Darkseid." And look, I'm bringing this up because whoever is doing this for AT&T, keep doing it. Okay, fans are having fun. I love seeing this type of engagement online, on Twitter, some positivity, especially on a platform like Twitter. Somebody's like, "This is so corny," to AT&T's response, but I love it. AT&T is like, "Hey, it's how we roll." Somebody else, and this is probably my favorite one, last one I'll bring up. "I'll take an embossed steel book with a lenticular slipcase and collector's book, please and thank you." AT&T responds, "Embossed steelbook with lenticular slipcase," and writing, taking notes emoji. Great stuff. Bravo, whoever is running AT&T's Twitter handle. Okay, keep doing a great job. We love it. I love seeing it. Again, positivity on a place like Twitter. Can't get enough of it. There's you can never have enough of it. So great job to AT&T person who's doing the Twitter. Keep it up. All right. So our DC news topic this week involves the Batman Beyond potential project. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Batman Beyond, it was an animated show in the early 2000s set in a futuristic Gotham. Um, Bruce Wayne is too old to be fighting crime, so he takes on the role of a mentor and helps a character named Tim, or no, not Tim. I think it's Terry McGinnis, if I'm not mistaken, who becomes this teenage slash young adult Batman. I can't remember which one it is, but it's pretty much the story of Bruce Wayne as a mentor and this young Batman. And it's a lot of cool storytelling. You get characters who are well known in the original Batman animated series. They make an appearance. Some of them are older, some of them are retired, some of them are dead. It's a really cool storytelling. Anyways, I bring up Batman Beyond because it's been a long time calling for DC fans to do a live action version of Batman Beyond. And they just don't want anyone playing the role of Bruce Wayne. They would love it if Michael Keaton came back, reprised his role as an older Bruce Wayne who is training, mentoring a younger Batman. Because, you know, Bruce Wayne, he is a human. He cannot do crime fighting forever. And so this idea was embraced by the fandom, and it has been on their wish list for a long time. Well, this idea just got a strong endorsement from Batman Beyond co-creator Bruce Timm, who, and I have a quote here in my notes, says, "Honestly, I think the idea of Michael Keaton doing it is cool. Honestly, he looks a little too good. I know he's probably in his mid-60s now, but he looks pretty damn good for being over 60. I like my old Bruce Wayne to be like really old, but who knows? It could certainly still work. Michael Keaton looks like he could kick most guys' asses." And here is an image from Michael Keaton in one of his recent films, American Assassin, where he happens to play somebody who trains these special forces, these skilled guys into becoming assassins. It's actually a pretty good movie. You should check it out. Michael Keaton, Dylan O'Brien. I did a horrible job explaining the plot, but Michael Keaton's good in it. And it was actually him in that role that reminded me of something like Batman Beyond, which I think would be a great project for HBO Max. I mean, to do a live action series, Batman Beyond, with Michael Keaton in the role, I would absolutely be down for that. And I'm thinking some of you probably don't know who Bruce Timm is and why this endorsement is so strong. And let me show you some of what Bruce Timm is responsible for. Here's his Wikipedia here that I took a screenshot of. And as you can see on the left, I circled a couple of animated series shows that he was the showrunner for. And as you can see, Batman the Animated Series, which, as I said in my previous podcast, is widely regarded as one of the best animated series, much less for a superhero, but just animated series in general. He also did Superman the Animated Series, The New Adventures of Batman, and of course, Batman Beyond. Furthermore, down below you can see Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. You remember Justice League, right? Yeah, that Justice League. Also showrun by Bruce Timm. And of course, Batman Mask of the Phantasm, one of the best animated movies for a superhero. Mask of the Phantasm, which actually got a theatrical release. It didn't do so well, but man, that's how big that Batman animated series was back then and still is to this day. In fact, they might do a sequel. But, anyways, that's who Bruce Timm is. And that's why him endorsing this idea is so big that I hope it comes to fruition. I hope to see a Batman Beyond on HBO Max. I think it'd be great. I think fans will be more open to it, especially when they see Michael Keaton return to the role of Bruce Wayne in the upcoming Flash movie. So a lot of exciting stuff could potentially be happening. Let me know your thoughts on the Batman Beyond idea, if you would love to see Michael Keaton return, and if you think it'll happen or not. Let me know your thoughts down below. And now I want to get into a segment that I call In Other News, which is basically news outside of the world of DC that I find particularly interesting and I want to talk about. And boy, I can't wait for this. Look at that. Godzilla versus Kong. Look how badass that poster looks. One will fall. Yes, indeed. Or maybe one will partially fall and then they'll team up against something bigger, as they usually do. Regardless, this poster looks awesome. I love the colors. Look how towering Kong is. Look at the detail on Godzilla's spine spikes. How awesome is that? And furthermore, they have confirmed that we will be getting a trailer for Godzilla versus Kong this Sunday. So I invite you to check back in Sunday. I will be doing a trailer reaction for Godzilla versus Kong. It's about time. The movie is coming out on HBO Max and in theaters on March 26th, I believe. And look at that. Does that not get you hyped? It does for me, and I can't wait to see this first trailer. But I'm curious on your guys' thoughts on the poster and your anticipation for this movie. I have not seen King of Monsters yet. I've heard mixed things about it, so let me know your thoughts on that movie, which I will obviously be checking out between now and Sunday. All right, so let's move on to a bit of unfortunate news here. So last night, one of the most anticipated movies of this year decided to move release dates as a result of the pandemic not quite letting up as soon as they projected. Daniel Craig's upcoming 007 No Time to Die has been officially moved from April 2021 to October 2021. Well, this sent out a ripple effect to other blockbusters, other studios. The following movies have been also pushed as a result. Morbius now moves from October 2021 to January 2022. Uncharted, the long-awaited video game adaptation that's been in development hell for a long time, starring Tom Holland, has moved from mid-July of this year to February 2022. And also Ghostbusters Afterlife has moved to November 2021. And also, I'm just getting this right now, Kingsman has moved from March 2021 to August 2021. So one blockbuster moves, it causes a chain reaction to others. It looks like it's going to be a pretty empty first half for 2021 without including the HBO Max movies. Thank God that's happening now, by the way. But yeah, look, these dates that the movies have moved to, I don't find concrete. I'm not confident in those, especially movies like No Time to Die, which we should have gotten already, but haven't. And now it's moving, I believe, for a third time. I'm curious how many more fans have lost interest in this as a result. I get that, they're trying to, delay these movies and, bet on theaters opening back up, but they're also hurting the theaters because the theaters that are open are counting on these movies to be released. And so it's a double-edged sword. It's one thing to, preserve the theatrical experience, but the further you keep delaying these movies, there's not going to be a theatrical experience. At least with HBO Max and DC movies, they're giving theaters and consumers the options. I love that. Even though it might not be as great for the theaters, I love that the hybrid release is giving consumers the choice. Maybe some people aren't ready to go back to theaters yet, or won't be for a long while. At least they can enjoy it from, the comfort and safety of their own home. And, it's funny that a lot of people, both, fans and bloggers and, insiders were criticizing HBO Max for doing such a thing, but it turns out that they're going to be mostly responsible for the content that we get, at least in the first half of 2021. So, be careful what you ask for as far as like, preserving the theatrical experience and waiting for these movies, because the longer you wait, the more these studios lose money, the more these fans lose interest in these movies. And so I think, I don't know. I think it's a double-edged sword, like I said, with these release dates shifting. But let me know your guys' thoughts on whether or not you're beginning to lose interest in these movies as their release dates change. It's unfortunate to see. There's no simple answer, but like I wouldn't be opposed to all these movies doing the hybrid release, where it's open in theaters that are open that need that big title release in order to bring in some revenue, and also have it available for people to watch, whether it's an additional cost or not. Yeah, we'll see what happens next. I think more movies are going to move, but it's kind of a wait and see approach. Well, that'll just about do it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for this Friday night Fandom United podcast. Again, my name is Gio. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Grey Goose Jedi. I do appreciate your time. I appreciate the subscription, and I hope you guys all have a safe, fun weekend, whatever you do. And I'll see you guys on Sunday for the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer reaction.